Recently, I started doing something that is very fun. The YouTubers that DM me to work with me, I just give them to my friends and my community. I'm getting this amount of YouTubers reaching out to me. It's what allowed me to charge higher prices and go on to make $10,000 per month, 7 months after starting to video edit. And in this video, I will break down the 3 steps needed to get this level of abundance. And every step of these 3 steps is built on top of each other. So fundamentally, the only ways that you charge this amount of money is that you become rare. Because if everyone can do what you do, then the YouTubers will just find another guy who does the same exact editing and charges less than you. All editors promise higher attention, promise views, promise that you will deliver on time. Everyone makes the same exact promises. So what actually makes you different? How can you stand out between the sea of editors? Well, just like in a job interview, you give your CV and it's the only thing, like if you worked 20 years in your life, the only things that you have to show for it is a CV. Just like if you worked with NASA for 20 years, you will be able to find a lot of jobs because of your CV. You will have an abundance, aka you will be rare. Your CV as a video editor is your portfolio. And most editors make it the wrong way and show it off in the wrong way, not realizing that it's literally the only thing that the client sees. They keep trying to improve their storytelling, they try to make more tweets, and they are tunnel visioned and they forget that when they talk to a YouTuber, he just sees their portfolio. He doesn't see all of the shit that they do. He doesn't see their storytelling. He only sees the 4 to 8 videos that are on the portfolio. I'm not gonna tell you, oh, like your portfolio is important and leave you to figure it out. Let me walk through exactly how to improve your portfolio. So when a new client comes to you and you're like, oh, how much should I charge him? Should I work with him or not? These are the 4 metrics you consider. First of all, it's obvious, the subscribers. If you have worked with multiple YouTubers with millions of subscribers, then you can add them in a work with section, and it shows a huge amount of social proof. Shows that you're a good editor, you know what you're doing, and if these big YouTubers with millions of subscribers hired you, then the YouTubers that's checking your portfolio will be like, I guess if they hired him and he was good enough for them, then he will probably be good enough for me. So that's the first thing, subscribers. You try to work with YouTubers with lots of subscribers, even if they pay you less. That's because it will help you long term, build your CV, so when you want to cash out, you can make $10,000 per month. Because you can go to a client and him, without knowing anything about you, you can just send him your portfolio, he grabs it, checks it out, and immediately hires you. So that's the first thing, subscribers. The second is views. There are a lot of editors that say like, oh, you try to get them more views. And yeah, of course, you should try to get the YouTuber more views. But it's fundamentally wrong to assume that a good editor can get views on a video. Editing is only one piece of it. It's just to make sure that a good video doesn't flop. But it still needs to be a good video before you have the good editing. So right now when a creator reaches out to you, you have to check how many views he's getting on average. Because if he makes good videos and it gets millions of views, then when you edit the video for him, there's a very high chance that it will also get millions of views. Meanwhile, even if he had 10 million subscribers, but was getting 50,000 views per video, then you have to think twice, because any videos that you will edit for him, you will not be able to showcase the views for in your portfolio, which is an element of social proof that is super important. Because YouTubers want good editors that can get a lot of views. That's their business, they want views. And it's a lot of social proof also. Like I said, these are the 4 social proof ways to improve your portfolio. Views are a big part of it, because if this editor can get millions of views consistently from every video that he edits, then he probably knows a lot about YouTube. He probably will not make stupid mistakes. He probably doesn't need me to oversee him and tell him every small detail and how to fix it. So even if the YouTuber has a lot of subscribers, you maybe work with him one time to put him in your work with section, but think about it long term. Are you gonna show a video on your portfolio that has 5,000 views? You can, but if you show millions of views, it will convert more. The third thing is his editing. Now there are lots of YouTubers who don't require crazy editing, but they also pay you a lot. And you can get these YouTubers when you want to cash out, when you say, okay, my CV is good enough, I just want to make money now. I don't want to build my CV anymore. Which is okay. That's what I did when I wanted to make $10,000 per month. I was building my CV, building my CV, building my CV. And when I had a super good CV, aka portfolio, I started picking clients depending on the price. And I jumped from like 2K to instantly 5K, and 2 months later, 10K per month. Guess you can either build your portfolio or cash out. So yeah, if it doesn't have crazy editing, you can take it to cash out. If you want to stay here, if you want to get complacent at this price, but you will not be able to put it on your portfolio. Just because when a YouTuber clicks on it to see your editing, you don't actually have any editing, you just cut the video. Meanwhile, ideally, you would build videos that have crazy amount of editing, so the YouTuber is like clicks on it and it's like, damn, this video is super well done, there's a lot of amazing animations. Every video right now in my portfolio took me at least more than 2 weeks, just because I wanted to work with creators who allow me to show off my work by spending so much time and making crazy animations in their videos. And the fourth and last element of making making a portfolio is quite simply how popular the YouTuber is. Because for example, I don't know how many subscribers Kylie Jenner has, but if you have the chance to work with Kylie Jenner, it gives again Casey social proof. Besides how many subscribers she has and besides how many views she has, people will say, damn, this guy worked with Kylie Jenner. I know that girl, she's super famous. Or for example, if you work with Ashton Hall, he just became a super viral meme. He might not have a lot of subscribers, I don't know, but it doesn't matter either way, because if you have Ashton Hall in your portfolio, the YouTuber will go, damn, this guy worked with Ashton Hall. Well, if he's good enough for Ashton Hall, who's super famous, then he will probably be good enough for my simple videos that I'm gonna make on a daily basis. And the amount of social proof you will get from this famous girl or guy will increase the conversion whenever you use your portfolio. So again, these are the 4 things: subscribers, views, editing, and how overall popular they are. And if a client comes to you that has no subscribers, no views, wants you to do simple editing, and is not known at all, then yeah, you can work with him, but it will be cashing out. It will not help your CV, it will not help your portfolio. You only work with him for money, which is okay, but you just charge him higher, because he doesn't help you long term, so might as well like make money from him. And if he says no, then go work with a guy who helps you long term with your portfolio. Now, to wrap up the funnel segment, this also a big part of it is that you want to show these 4 things in your portfolio. If there's a famous guy, you show him first. If you have worked with lots of YouTubers with millions of subscribers, you show them. And you show videos that have great editing or have gotten a lot of views. For example, every editor that I coached one-to-one, one of the first steps before I set up the automated outreach for him and send like 500 DMs a day, before I review his editing, before I tell him which clients to raise prices on and drop, and before I make like a long-term plan for him, the first things that I do each time is that I click on his portfolio, I see all of the videos that he made, all of the clients he has worked with, collect all of the clients, all of the videos, testimonials and stuff, and make a whole nother portfolio for him. Just because most video editors don't know how to showcase their work. So for the people that I coach one-to-one, I just do it for them. For the first video, I show the video with the best intro. Right after that, I show the creators that they have worked with, and then sort out their videos from best to worst for the rest of the portfolio, depending on their editing and the amount of views they got. And I have to do that for every single guy I coach one-to-one, just because how much editors get tunnel vision. They never look at the big picture of the portfolio, and even if they look at it, they don't understand these 4 concepts as well as I do, and also factoring in the color scheme of the portfolio, the headline and text overall, the theme of the portfolio. I have to make it each time to match their branding. So that was the first step out of 3, the funnel. Next, we go to the outbound. Now, most editors try to find clients in ways that they rely on luck. They post on Twitter and they wait for clients to find the post and message them. And all of these things require luck. And me personally, across everything that I do in life, I always ask myself, how can I make it unreasonable that I don't succeed? So how can I remove all luck and just make it impossible that I fail? And as a video editor, your Twitter might just get shadow banned, your Fiverr may never get discovered, and outreach is the only way that is not luck dependent. That's why I can make aggressive claims in my one-to-one YouTube videos and community. Because I know, if you follow the systems correctly, you're gonna make money. I removed all of the luck aspects. Everyone inside of my community, I never tell them just post and hope for a client to reach out to you. I don't make them wait, I make it unreasonable that they fail. And the only way to do that as a video editor is outreaching to YouTubers. And that's why I love it so much. If you send DMs to YouTubers, one of them is gonna just be looking for an editor by coincidence, and he's gonna hire you. Without having to wait months, just with a good portfolio and a message, you will be able to land a client. Again, it's the only way that it's not reliant on luck, which is why I love it. And there are 4 different ways of outreaching. In the free YouTube videos, I can only talk about 2, which is mass cold outreach and re-edit. Now, just to start, which one to choose? If you have a portfolio right now, if you have at least 2 pieces of work, then you choose mass cold outreach. If you have less than 2 pieces of work on your portfolio, then you do re-edits. I'm gonna keep this very brief because most of you guys already know this. For re-edits, you find a video that is badly edited, so it doesn't have like low editing, it has bad editing. You download it, you make it better, and they send it off to the client and they post it on your Twitter. That way you have some animations on your Twitter, you have a chance of the client hiring you because you gave him value first. But overall the problem with it is that you can do only like 1 a week. Meanwhile, mass cold outreach, you can do hundreds a day. But this is good to build a portfolio. So when you do not qualify for mass cold outreach, when you have less than 2 pieces of work, you do re-edits. And by the way, this applies to a new niche. If you want to get into a new niche, you do re-edits because you have less than 2 pieces of work in this one niche. So you re-edit, you have a piece of work, and after you have at least 2, you go to mass cold outreach. I'm gonna assume everyone here knows how to do it. You can just watch my video on outreach if you don't know. You're gonna open YouTube, you're gonna type keywords around your niche. You're gonna open a lot of YouTube channels, no matter how many subscribers they have, and you're gonna outreach to all of them on Twitter. And if they don't have a Twitter link, then you're gonna outreach to them on email. And you do that at least 100 times a day. Now let's talk about how to make it actually better. better. Most of you don't even do 100 outreaches a day. Because yeah, I get it, it's boring. Which is also why I mention it so much in these YouTube videos. Because it's so easy to ignore. If right now you don't have a video to edit, then reach out to 100 people. And after 100 people, if you don't have a video to edit, just reach out to another 100. If you're taking this to a logical extreme, if you really need money, if you gotta make money this month or you're gonna starve, then just send 1,000 outreaches a day. Like, of course, this is gonna be unreasonable. It's gonna take 10 hours in front of a PC, which, like, even for me, it would be hard to do that for 10 hours straight. But the point that I'm trying to convey to you is that outreach is the only thing that's in your control. If you're gonna die if you don't make money this month, then you can just do 1,000 outreaches a day, and at least one of them is gonna hire you for a trial without even having a portfolio. Just because if you talk to every YouTuber on YouTube, one of them is gonna be looking for a video editor. To put more realistic numbers on it, if you have like a bare minimum portfolio, then you will probably be able to find your first low-paying client within 300 outreaches. So if you do 100 a day, the first day you get no responses, second day you get no responses, third day you get a response. That's if you have a bare minimum portfolio. When you improve your portfolio, it goes up to 1 in 100 outreaches. These are just the numbers that I have found in the editors that I coach. But outreach is actually so forgiving because at any point, without luck, without having to build a profile for the last couple of months, you can just come to any niche, outreach for enough times, and if you have like at least 2 pieces of work, you're gonna be able to land a new client from zero. I'm gonna start beating up this dead horse. These are the 2 ways of outreaching that I can cover in this YouTube video. The other 2 I'm keeping secret so it doesn't get oversaturated, but these 2 will give you enough results to make your first $1,000 per month at least. The third point, I call it upselling. Now, there's a reason that companies pay millions per year for a good one salesperson. Not salespeople, they pay millions a year for a good salesperson. Because fundamentally, the same product, the same editing, but shown, positioned, and phrased differently will allow you to charge multiple times more. Without even changing the editing, you're just phrasing it differently, showing it differently, and positioning yourself as an easy, reliable, takes no effort to work with editor that knows a lot about YouTube. And you might be all 3 of these things, but when you showcase your work, you just showcase it like you're a lazy, unreliable, incompetent editor, just because the way that you talk and showcase your work. Which is again why companies are willing to pay millions per year for a good salesperson. Because of how important sales and communication is. A client might come to you and he's like planning to only spend $500 per video, but if you're able to show him with your words on a call that it will be easier, faster, and less risky for him to work with you, and when you say your price, okay, I'm gonna charge $1,000 for this, he says, oh, that's too much, that's outside of my budget. Instead of letting him go, you continue talking with him, you see his concerns, you change the terms, which I'm gonna go through in a second. You're gonna be able to make a $500 client a $1,000 client without changing anything besides what you say in a call. And the big part of it is just like I assume that you have clients that you love working with, they're amazing people, and clients that you hate working with, like agencies. They give you a lot of revisions. You're not feeling like you're talking to an actual person. As an editor, you also want to be that way. You want to be the editor that clients love to talk to. Just because you might have worse editing, but the client likes you, he might hire you instead of someone with better editing, but they hate him. The same way that you charge more for the clients that you hate than the clients that you love. So I'm gonna walk through very quickly 3 concepts that allow you to charge more by just having better communication. Number 1 is changing terms. So right now, most editors go like this. I'm gonna charge 1,000, I can only pay 500. Well, can we do 700? I can do 600. Okay, 600 works. And this doesn't only lose you money, but it also shows that you're a liar. You said $1,000 is your price, and then you just lowered it because he said so. At least you lied to him. He now respects you less, will not take your word seriously in the future. Whenever you change your price, you have to change the terms with it. That way you don't look like you're a liar or a scammer, and that's also how you negotiate a higher price. So going again to the 1,500 example, how it should go is like, I will charge 1,000 for this. I can only pay 500. Gotcha. So your budget now, because we want to do weekly videos, your budget is $2,000 per month. Is that correct? Yeah, my budget is 2,000 exactly. Well, how about this? I could edit 2 videos a month instead of 4, and then you will be able to afford $1,000 per video. Does that work with you? And they might say yes, and you go ahead. Or he might say, no, I want to record like 4 videos a month. And you say, oh, gotcha. Well, for $500 per month, I could do this style instead. So instead of this over-edited style, where like this animations from the start to the end, by the way, off topic, you basically only care about the animations in the start. Everything beside that, like you can keep it low edited and nobody would like notice because the YouTubers only check the first 30 seconds in the portfolio. So as long as the first 30 seconds are good, then like it doesn't matter really what's the rest. You can like decrease the style later on without like worrying about it. So you basically say that to him and he might say, yeah, I guess that style works. I actually don't care that much about the editing 2 minutes into the video, so we can keep it low, that works. Or he might say, nah, like, I I want to keep it like kind of edited, maybe not this much. And then you say, okay, then I can do something between these two styles for $750 per video. Does that work? And now he says yes. That way, throughout the whole conversation, you basically kept your price. You didn't change your actual price. You're being paid the same. You either take less time on the videos or get paid the same. But you also didn't say, you can't afford it? Oh well, good luck. And left him. You turned a no to a yes by learning sales. And also, and perhaps most importantly, you have not lied. Your price stayed the same, you're just negotiating the terms. So he now doesn't think, well, he said 1,000 and ended up being 500. So next time he says the price, I'm gonna just say like, Jay, can we do it for 200? I'm gonna just lowball him because I know he will accept it in the end. He doesn't say that because you didn't actually change your price. You just changed how you guys work together. You changed the plan, but your price stayed the same. So it's the first element of upselling, which is changing terms. The second is confidence. We have covered this already. You basically need to make him feel that you're reliable, fast, and will not take any time from him. So you basically confidence in your abilities. Just like if you go to a private jet, you'll probably want your pilot to be confident. You want him to say like, don't worry, I have been flying this thing for 20 years now. Even if a hurricane came, I will be able to drive through it very easily, don't worry. Instead of saying like, I don't know, like this is the first time, like I'm still figuring out the controls, you just want to feel safe around him. And in the same way, the client wants to feel safe that when he gives you a video, you get it done without having any problems. And the third and final step of charging more is being likable, just basically making jokes, complimenting the YouTuber, and just basically being yourself. Be high energy, move your hands around, and talk with tonality. And just be excited to work with him. That way he likes you more, and again, just like you're willing to charge less for clients that you like, he'll be willing to pay more for an editor that he likes, because it makes his life way easier. So these are the 3 steps of upselling: changing terms, confidence, and likability. And that concludes the last step of this video, which is upselling. And if you want me to remake your portfolio with your brand colors and your work, but in a way that converts more, and just send it back to you so you can connect it same day, and instead of running manual outreach, run automated 500 outreaches a day, so you're able to sleep, eat out, or spend time with your family, and you're gonna be landing clients. Just imagine you haven't been on your PC for 15 hours, you're just out on a trip, and you get a notification that an automated outreach has been sent out and got your client, and also tell you how to respond to every message that the client sends you and how much to charge them, and basically overall cover the whole funnel from start to finish to make sure that you are guaranteed to make money. So go click the link right now, book a call, and we're gonna talk basically one-to-one and see if it's a good fit or not. See ya.